This is TechCrunch. Mastodon says it cannot comply with Mississippi's age verification law. The decentralized social network said that Mastodon doesn't track its users, which makes it difficult to enforce such legislation. Nor does it want to use IP address-based blocks, as those would unfairly impact people who are traveling, it says. The statement follows a lively back-and-forth conversation earlier this week between Mastodon founder and CEO Eugen Rochko and Bluesky board member and journalist Mike Masnick. In the conversation, published on their respective social networks, Rochko claimed, "There is nobody that can decide for the Fediverse to block Mississippi." The Fediverse is the decentralized social network that includes Mastodon and other services, and is powered by the ActivityPub protocol. Rochko added, "And this is why real decentralization matters." Masnick pushed back, questioning why Mastodon's individual servers, like the one Rochko runs at Mastodon Social, would not also be subject to the same $10,000 per user fines for non-compliance with the law. At the time of our reporting on this exchange, Mastodon GGMBH, the community-funded nonprofit organization, didn't respond to a request for comment. On Friday, however, the nonprofit shared a statement with TechCrunch to clarify its position, saying that while Mastodon's own servers specify a minimum age of 16 to sign up for its services, it does not have the means to apply age verification to its services. That is, the Mastodon software doesn't support it. The Mastodon 4.4 release in July 2025 added the ability to specify a minimum age for sign-up and other legal features for handling terms of service, partly in response to increased regulation around these areas. The new feature allows server administrators to check users' ages during sign-up, but the age check data is not stored. That means individual server owners have to decide for themselves if they believe an age verification component is a necessary addition. The nonprofit says Mastodon is currently unable to provide direct or operational assistance to the broader set of Mastodon server operators. Instead, it encourages owners of Mastodon and other Fediverse servers to make use of resources available online, such as the IFTS library, which provides trust and safety support for volunteer social network moderators. The nonprofit also advises server admins to observe the laws of the jurisdictions where they are located and operate. Mastodon notes that it's not tracking or able to comment on the policies and operations of individual servers that run Mastodon. The statement also said, one of the reasons Mastodon was founded was to allow different jurisdictions to have social media that is independent of the US. People are free to choose to have their account on a Mastodon server whose policies meet their needs. The Trump administration seems intent on controlling Intel's ability to make key business decisions around its floundering foundry business unit. According to reporting from the Financial Times, at a Deutsche Bank conference on Thursday, Intel's CFO David Zinsner shared new details about the company's recent deal with the Trump administration, which gave the U.S. government a 10% equity stake. The deal was structured in a way to penalize Intel if it spins out its foundry business unit, which makes custom chips for outside customers, within the next few years. Last week's deal included a 5-year warrant that would allow the U.S. government to take an additional 5% of Intel at $20 a share if the company held less than 51% equity in its foundry business. Zinsner said he expects that warrant to expire. I think from the government's perspective, they were aligned with that. They didn't want to see us take the business and spin it off or sell it to somebody. Zinsner added that the company received $5.7 billion in cash on Wednesday as a result of last week's deal. That cash comes from the remaining grants previously awarded, but not yet paid, to Intel under the U.S. CHIPS and Science Act. This deal structure is clearly a testament to the Trump administration's desire to bring more chip manufacturing to the United States, as many players in the industry turn to Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing companies' offshore manufacturing instead. But this warrant also forces Intel to keep a business unit that is losing money. Intel Foundry reported an operating income loss of $3.1 billion during the second quarter, and has been a source of strife for the semiconductor business. There have been calls from analysts, board members, and investors alike to spin out the struggling foundry unit, which looked like it might actually happen last fall, before Intel Foundry's architect, former CEO Pat Gelsinger, retired suddenly in December. That's it from TechCrunch. For more tech stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.